a lot of big monsters. Directly under them is a blind spot.
But, great spot for a hammer user if you're starting out. He's correct. 100% correct. But when you get good with that hammer, aim for the dome.
I was getting to that.
Aim
for hammers, your
dome.
position, you want to be in their face. If that monster is not knocked out, you're doing something wrong. You want that thing to not even remember what it's doing.
Like he said, it's a tumor culture.
Yep.
Alright, let's move on to the next one. Hunting horn. Hunting horn? Oh yeah, I forgot about the hammer. The hammer, you can charge it up several times and do your little whirly bird, which, God, please, everyone get the heck out of the way.
Or the upward down. Really nice.
Yes, if you charge it quickly, you can do a quick overhand swing, which is a great knockout move because it hurts really hard.
Yeah, but
great job.
Actually, whenever you're charging up 3 times and you're standing still, you can go wham like that too, really hard.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Hammers are the only kind of weapons that, as they charge up, unlike the greatsword, they don't grow in power. They just grow in stun damage.
Yep.
Yeah, it just makes their stun that much better.
Like I said, like we said, greatsword's the strongest weapon in the game. Hammers, when you look at the stats, you're like, oh, there's no way. Hammers have way more damage, but it doesn't triple. It does triple itself.
So our hunting horns, if we have any people who like to do, you know, your medic or your support style for a lot of MMOs.
This is the healer, pretty much.
This is your healer. This one has any type of songs that can boost movement speed, attack, defense, negate, yeah.
Or stamina use.
Or stamina use. They can give you health back. They, you know, they are great things, and also a good thing about them is that they can also hold their own on a battlefield. They're not just, oh, I gotta stay back here.
They're not just hanging off to the side. They're with you.
Yeah,
You're
they're
just
up there
as strong
with
as
you.
a hammer. You're not as good as stunning,
But you can beat things in the face.
but you can. It's gonna take almost twice as long.
The trick is
Lance. Your lance is your primary, well, depending on where you're going. If you're going for low and high ranks or if you're going for G ranks. Low and high ranks, you're going to see a lot of people as defensive lancers. High ranks, you're going to see people as evasive lancers. That shield does not exist to you in G rank.
That is
You're just poking people. And on G rank, as he's told me, in G rank lancers, you will hardly ever see them take damage, and they will hardly ever use their shield. They are just moving out of the way and continue stabbing.
When a monster's attacking, you're dodging. That shield, you do not put it up.
Was also another good piece of information. Besides the lance and the gun lance, they're the only 2 weapons that as you dodge backwards. But in that single dodge backwards, you have it for 3 frames of invincibility, which if you time it correctly, that's more than enough time to dodge monsters' strongest attack that even has after effects to it.
And also another quick tip, you have 3 dodges, like he said, 1, 2. If you wait a second, your third one, you go a little farther than the first 2, a little farther back.
Now, the gun lance does not have that ability, but it's
It's
got
something.
It's got something even more.
Alright, next one. As I said, the gun lance.
Yes.
Gun lance is, mine is pride and joy. That's where we started off from our very first games. When I first started playing, I tried to pick up the dual blades because I was like, hey, no, I'm cool with dual blades. Couldn't do it. Picked up a gun lance, killed everything. The great thing about gun lances, they have good defensive walls. You can plant that shield and you're there for, you know, for as long as you want to be. And another good thing, you can put your shield down and you can continue to move forward. I love that.
Another fun part about gun lances, if you have the guard up skill, as you're walking forward with that shield, you'll block whatever comes at you. And if you're sitting here, if you're watching, if you fought a Gravios, you know that Ray will one-shot you at G rank. Walking with the gun lance and having guard up, you negate all that fire beam. And you can even block for your friends behind you. You can sit here and your friends, they don't take it.
There's been many times
that they have a heart attack.
There's been many times where I've been at a gun lance and I've jumped in front of her to block a Rathian bolt or something just to take it from her because she's trying to take a potion. Because, you know, everyone, we love how long it takes to take items in Monster Hunter, don't we? Yeah! Dig, dig, dig. What's this? No.
Also, the other great part about gun lances, Wyvern Fire is your friend.
Yes, the Wyvern Fire is great.
Artillery God. Daka. You want to have that if you have a gun lance.
But it's actually very specific to the gun lance.
Yes.
There's 3 types. There's normal, long, and then there's wide. Normal is pretty much your basic, your Your Wavering Fire is going to do a lot of good damage. Your charge shot's not going to be so well, but your normal shots are just kind of be there to poke at them. Long shots, Wavering Fire is going to suck at it, but charge rounds and your normal rounds are going to have a lot more damage. And Wide Fire, if you're not doing anything but charge rounds, there's a problem that everyone's going to have to talk to you later about.
Another fun fact about the Wyvern Fire, it goes through all defenses.
Yeah,
You know,
there
that
is
thing can be the
nothing that
tankiest
stands
thing
in
out
its
there.
way.
You're just going to go straight to pure meaty health. Right, let's get going.
Alright.
Switch Axe. Switch Axe was the second one I've actually picked up. This is very fun. What I like to do, it's a great kind of form between its own weapon and a great sword. You can run around as a long axe. You can get your good swings, good wide attacks, and you're pretty well mobile. But then when you really want to dish out some damage, you can flip it and it becomes another great sword. And you are a great sword user without the charge attacks at that point.
But then you add in the file.
And the
Vials.
file. The best
Yes, the
files,
files
in
too,
my opinion, is exhausting. If you exhaust a monster, traps are going to last longer. Just status attacks that you've done are going to last longer, and it can't do its massive, powerful attacks. Exhausting is the best thing, in my personal opinion. Quick tip:
Yeah.
when you switch, before you switch to the sword mode, there's a button combination you can do. It tells you about it in equipment info. You can do a continuous combo with the switch axe, dealing massive amounts of damage if a monster is down, but it does drain your stamina. Again, Mega Dash juice.
It's an infinite combo.
Charge Blade. Charge Blade is another one of my personal favorites.
This is my favorite right here.
Yes,
Time
Charge
to
Blade.
Geostra's Nova.
This has been a favorite for almost every hunter that has tried it. I will admit, I'm not a big fan, but hey.
I love it because it mixes together where I didn't like the sword and shield. It kind of gives me a good feel for it. And then when I really want to dish out major damage, it kind of makes me feel like I'm using a switch axe. Now, with the Charge Blade, to activate its most powerful potential, you have to attack with it in sword and shield mode. Once you get your yellow or your red charges, throw in a charge, and when the monster's down, just go to town on it. Now, with the different kind of vials, you've got cutting vials and you've got impact vials. Cutting it's cutting damage. If you hit a tail, it's possible for it to cut it off. With impact vials, if you hit them on the head with it, and all those little explosions going off, it's like 1,000 little hammers smacking away at its head.
One more quick thing about a Charge Blade. You'll learn eventually. Once you get your vials up, you put them in. Then, when you're about to do your power slam, when you're in axe mode, block. Use a blocking attack. You'll then load all the vials into your shield. Your shield will glow red. Do the same thing again. Load it. Then, instead of using 5 vials to hit the monster, you're now using 10. And you're doing a massive shockwave wherever you hit.
Also, make sure you're charging your shield and you're charging your blade, because if you hold it too long, you'll overcharge and you'll basically be swinging around, a butter knife.
Yeah, really want to know how strong or how sharp your weapon is, you're gonna bounce off, because it's pretty much like if you add any more to it, you're gonna blow yourself up at that point.
Insect Glaive. Yes. Now this is my baby here. I've made one over here. So, Insect Glaives are one of the newest ones they've added since they've added the new mounting ability. And if you've been on any multiplayer thing online with, Monster Hunter, you're gonna see Insect Glaives everywhere.
Yes, Monte.
They are the mounting masters.
They are the mounting masters. A good little talisman to have on them is the mounting +5 or mounting +10, whatever the best one you can find, grab it, put it on there. Now, with the Insect Glaive, you are a 2-part weapon. You have your staff, and then you have your Kinsect. Your Kinsect is your best friend. He will go out and grab lovely, essence for you, and come back and make you stronger. White essence, boost your speed. Orange essence, boost your defense. Red essence, boost your damage. You get all 3 of them.
You're on LSD.
Or what I like to call Super Saiyan God.
I gotta see a little bit more, because there's not, at that point, you can jump higher, your hits do more, you will actually notice if you actually look at your stats, with just the red essence, your attack damage gets added by 30. With all 3 essences, your attack damage actually gets doubled of the weapon's original damage.
Now, with all 3 essences, you're also immune to roars. You can be screamed at constantly. You don't care.
Super high.
Yes. And I was going to say one more thing about the Insect Glaives.
Kinsect can change.
No,
You have to
no.
actually
Kinsect,
You have
Kinsect,
to
yeah.
actually evolve your
Yeah,
Kinsect.
evolve your Kinsect, and there's
Depending
multiple
on the
different
patterns
ones.
you do, depending on the Kinsect you'll get. His
There's
personal
one
favorite.
other issue, like, this is a big drawback to the Kinsect. It is the most expensive weapon to upgrade.
Yeah.
You will
Yes.
easily spend over 100,000 or more resource points.
You also
So-
have Nectar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because if you want to get those speed plus, power plus, or stamina plus,
All the pluses there.
yeah.
Good way to get nectar real
Well,
quick.
You can only find.
Go on expeditions.
Yeah.
Your best expedition you can
Oh.
do. Search the pine cone
I
area.
was gonna
Find
say-
tons of nectar that way.
When you get red essence, your attack patterns change drastically. Where instead of normal just poke, swing, you will poke, stab, spin it, and just flip all around.
Yeah,
You
you're
are-
all over the place.
Pretty
Yeah.
much you're the staff version of the dual blades. When stuff starts to get really have all your nectars, you're like, all right, now I'm gonna start dancing.
That's
It's not even
it.
touching
Yes.
me, I'm a dance.
It's
Yes,
it's actually got the ability
All right.
to.
Let's move on to our gunner
Get
one.
to the juicy bits.
Our light bow gun here. Light bow gun is a very small, easy to use. You can jump around all you want and just pick off from a distance for days. Just pew, 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 pew. It's great. Now, I'm not too, in tune with the light bow gun.
I am.
If you
I'm in
know
tune with
light
all the
bow
gunners.
go with
Light
it.
bow gun is mostly a status-based weapon. It has pretty good setups, but mostly you're going to be looking at it for either normal shots, status shots. It's not really good to piercing, but you're pretty much going to be the person that when stuff starts hitting the wall, it's your choice. You can pretty much orchestrate the entire fight. If you stun and sleep a monster and everyone else has enough time to heal or do whatever, they're able to do whatever they want. There's no problem. You pretty much can tailor the fight to how you want it if you set yourself up. Downside, you have to buy your own ammunition, which can get kind of expensive, but if you start kind of being smart about it, you can also make your ammo too, so it's not that bad.
Now, let's move on to our
Gunners can also heal. Quick little tip.
heavy one.
Yeah.
Our heavy bow gun is basically our light bow gun on steroids.
Yes.
It hits really hard. Only problem is you're slower. You kind of gotta stay a little more stationary when you're shooting, and your shots are gonna be boom.
Siege mode. This is the heavy bow gun is the class. You really want to make sure whatever your armor stats are, they really contribute to your gun. This is for bladers, it's not that big of a deal, but for gunners, it's extremely important that whatever your skills are, they contribute to your ability and how you play. There's two types. There's siege motors, and then you can remove the limiter of your weapon to make it just flat out shoot every ammunition. Kind of good and bad, depending on, like I said, just your playstyle.
And when you also remove the limiter from your gun, you get Wyvern Fire. It's not as strong as a gun lance, but it can be
If it's
multiplied.
not a gun, that's not even considered.
Yeah, it's not that it's not as effective. HBGers love to use it because they love themselves. Look at me, but it's not as effective. Just remember
Let's
that.
move on to what I would consider the most complex weapon in the game. The
Oh.
bow. I could talk to you for 2 hours on just the bow. Because the different charge styles, different, abilities on the arrows, different styles. You've got piercing, impact, the multiple shots, wide shots, total shots, blast. I could talk to you for hours. So a quick run up of a bow. I like to call it's a great mixture if you want to kind of be up close, but also you kind of want to be way in the back. Because with a bow, you can take your arrows out and actually go CQC with it.
Not that it does anything, really, but
You do have different coatings for your arrows, and one of which can boost your CQC abilities to where, I don't want to use this bow, I just want to poke you with this thing. Okay, coat it with that, go in there, tear them up. Now, with a bow, different types of coatings, like I said, you've got sleep, exhaust, paralyze, yada yada, all that nonsense. Now, when you're using a bow and you're aiming, you're going to see a big long red yellow line, and then you're going to also see this big circle on the ground. You want that monster to be dead center of that circle. That is your keen area of damage. That's where you want to set that monster, that's where you want to position yourself. Keep him in that circle. If he's not
find
in
your
that circle,
center.
yeah, if he's not in that circle, you're doing something wrong. Unless you're swinging away, then hey, that's you.
Plus, the faster monsters are not your friend on that. The Lagambi.
Oh no,
Same with the gun lance and
I got you. Oh wait.
What?
Okay.
Where'd you go?
Good thing about the bow though is that you're very mobile while still aiming. You can charge your shots. Now the quick explanation of the charging.
ABC, always be charging
Yes.
with a bow.
With different levels of charge, you get different types of shots.
Mega dash juice is also your friend in that.
Yes, because
Exactly.
while you're charging, you are
Again.
using stamina.
Just
Can't get
get
enough
on
of the
that
dash
dash
juice. That's
Now,
some good stuff around here.
When you have the ability of a piercing ability with your arrows, Think of the monster in sections: head, neck, body, tail, feet, butt, whatever you want to call it. When you do piercing, you want to try to get as many of those hitboxes in one go, because it'll do damage to each one of those hitboxes it passes through. Fun thing, they do lots of damage. Alright, so
Alright. You're
Yes.
join the hunt now. You guys have got
a basic knowledge of all the weapons.
knowledge of the weapons. You can do your own research on the various Monster Hunter wikis, Kirinico.
Yeah, there.
Google is your friend.
If you don't know,
Yes.
if you don't know the website, there is a great resource website, Kirinico.com. They have been setting up. They have been setting up. They have been trying to make sure they get all of the information for every weapon,
Even the
every
sprites.
armor.
Don't be a fool like your greatsorter here and think the wiki is your friend, because it is not.
It's not.
It is not your
The
friend.
wiki
It does not
doesn't-
have the information that you seek.
They have been doing the math behind every single weapon, every armor, and every skill. So check out that website, and it should help you out.
Trust
They
that
even
one, the wiki can sometimes,
It's
you
got
know,
basic
hey,
stuff.
you want to use a greatsword? We want you to put artillery on it. It'll make you do amazing.
Also, YouTube, Aztec Gaming. He does good Monster Hunter videos, good tutorials on them.
Gaijin Hunter as well.
Yep, Gaijin Hunter. Iceman Noob,
Exploring.
good, but you gotta watch the whole video.
Yeah,
So
he-
if you don't have 20 minutes to sit and watch him yap, then you
But
know,
hey, we
I
don't want to
wouldn't
keep
watch
y'all
this.
in here forever. If y'all have any more questions, we
Come
will be
to us.
right out here in the lobby. Come
Yeah.
talk us. Hey, what are you doing? Tell me this thing. I didn't like the
Yeah,
way you
want
look.
one?
You smell funny.
We-
We don't care. Just come talk to
You can
us.
smell me from here. You have one heck of a nose.
Follow your nose. Follow your nose.
Must be on all three nectars.
But yes, if y'all have any more questions about any of them, please come find us. Like I said, I can talk to you for 2 hours on the bow, and if you want me to continue on, I will if you really want me to.
I can rent
Great sorters,
blades.
come to me.
Everybody else, they
Many an
got
hour.
Thank
All
you all
right,
so much for
y'all
coming.
have a lovely day, and yes,
Class
like I said,
dismissed.
thank you very much.
Have a nice day.
And make